Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Ryan, we're Gamertag Dad, and today we're continuing on with the Elden Ring. This is episode 23 and this is us finally getting inside the capital properly. I think last episode we touched on the capital. I did have a load of footage for this, but I think it was like 2 or 3 hours of just me running around exploring, and it took me a hell of a long time to go ahead and find the boss that we were after, which was Margot, not to be confused with Margit, which is the first major story boss that you come up against. Now we've got a few bosses within this. I have got a random dragon actually at one point. I think is it Khalid or Khalid, however that is pronounced, and you see me running up here. I'm just getting my ass handed to me, and the one thing I haven't put the footage in but I may do a guide for it is I got the mimic to level 10, which makes a huge difference. I mean it just carries you. I didn't realise how broken, even though it's been nerfed. I don't really know by how much, but I know this thing's been nerfed into the ground and it's still broken. So broken. And here's me actually just trying to find the boss, and I stumble within the capital outskirts, the random little player walking around here which just randomly transforms, I think it's into Margit, which is this one here. Now there are, I would need to double check the numbers on this, but I think there's like 8 characters that aren't what they seem, so if you kill it they transform back into what they should be. But this is one of them, I believe. Now, I presume this was just the boss fight, but it's not. It's almost the same as the boss fight. It's the same moveset, from what I gathered. Apart from you have Torrent, which is your trusty steed, which is just the most broken thing when it comes to trying to kill bosses. Because you can get it into a few of the boss fights, which is just incredibly broken. Now, I will apologise for the delay in the video. My little one has conjunctivitis, a snotty nose and a cough, which doesn't sound too bad, but it means that I basically do not sleep. She hasn't slept properly in 3 days. I think this is going to be day 4, and it's getting to a point where one of us is basically staying up between the early hours of the morning, which has been me recently, and then my partner takes over in the slightly later hours of the morning. So we're out for a long time with her and we just can't sleep, because every time you put her down she starts crying or starts snotty bubbles, which is all the joys of the first day at nursery, because her first week at nursery, and she's come ahead with this, so that's been fun. She's on some meds now and she's a hell of a lot better today, so I'm praying we get some sleep tonight, because I don't know how many more days I can do no sleep. But quickly jumping back in here, go ahead, we smash them down. We do get a drop and we get some runes for it, but nothing crazy. We do jump a bit here, because I didn't want to lose this footage, because this dragon on the bridge, I don't know how notorious it is, but it's strong. It's one of the stronger dragons, I think, in the game. Probably not the strongest, obviously, but it's definitely stronger than the first kid boss I killed. And it gives you a fair amount of runes. I think it was like 80,000 runes just for killing it, and I thought, sod it, while I'm here, you see me swing and a miss. But whilst I'm here, I thought, why not go ahead and get some free runes if I can kill it. And I think it's down as a greater enemy as well, or a great legend, something along those lines. But what's great about this fight, and if anyone is struggling with it, literally just mount up and wait for it to breathe fire, and you just run at it, because he can't breathe fire behind it. He can whip you with his tail and stamp on you, but the basic mechanics of a dragon fight is really simple actually. And you see, I think it's here, yeah it is here, that I mess it up. Excuse me, I get caught in his leg, whereas you see his eyes glowing, and that's the critical strike area, and normally the mimic gets it, but I got stuck. It's not a bug or anything, it was just really unlucky placement of where I was. Now the mimic is just like it's on, I don't even know how to, it's like it's on expert mode, and I'm playing on novice mode, and you see me messing up. It's got a magic grease on, it's diving around everywhere, it procs itself later on during the further on we get in this episode. You see I actually do equip the jellyfish shield so it can proc itself the 20%, and it does, and it'll just randomly stop procking and it'll just proc itself, and you see it, look, comes in, comes out, and it's just a tank. It's just ridiculous. The bulkiness on this thing is insane. Now we do go ahead in a sec and kill it off. Obviously it's not a spoiler here because Torrent goes down. Need to get Torrent back because he's probably outside the mimic the best thing in the game, I would say. I'd say it's probably the second best thing in the game. Mimic being number 1 and Torrent being number 2. Just because there's a lot of the game you can't really do without him, especially with the double jump ability. But here we go, slay him down. Yeah, great enemy, here we go. And we get a buttload of runes. We get a dragon heart, but just the one dragon heart. And we do go ahead and jump quite wildly here through the capital. We were looking for Margot for the next story boss because I wanted to progress in the story, not to rush the capital because I've touched like 15% of the capital here. I've barely killed any of the bosses, and I did have a little sneaky look online because I had round up here and I got to those 3 geezers just on the left in a sec. I turned around and ran back and I started exploring elsewhere, and it just led me to finding some more traps. I fell through a few holes. I got myself killed several times. I think at one point I lost like 50,000 runes, and that was me just being lazy. I just couldn't be bothered to go back and get it. I thought there's no point, I'll just take the hit. Now I come up here and this door's supposed to be not fuzzed out, but then Godfrey spawns and there we go, there's me thinking, ah crap. The door kicks in and I'm not prepared for this. I thought this was supposed to be the Margot fight, but a little bit further. There was something in this room, but I wasn't sure what it was. And I thought, damn, okay, I'm going to struggle here. But you know what? I didn't. The Bloodhound Fang is just... it's strong. But I am tempted to swap out for a Colossal Weapon, because I need to find myself a Somber Stone 6, so I can go ahead and upgrade it to a 7, because I already have a 7 kicking about. But you'll see here I've whacked the shield on it, and this is now, the Mimic is now level 10. And we go ahead and get the critical on Godfrey. Now I know we have to go against Godfrey. I think we go against him again. But I just didn't realise how easy he was. It was just almost like I was in easy mode. We get a talisman pouch, which is brilliant, because we can go ahead and equip a 3rd talisman now. And I think I go ahead and equip one that just boosts my stamina pool, because I want to go ahead and wear Radahn's armour, because it increases my poise, and my understanding of poise is you don't get interrupted so much on your special attacks once you hit a certain point. So I don't know if I do show it here. I think I level myself up. I'm just no idea why I'm taking so long here. Maybe I'm just thinking that I probably should have clipped this bit out, but I do assure you it does disappear in a second. But we do go level up a few of our stats, and I think by the end of this video we've hit level 81 or something. So as you can see here, we're 74. We've got quite a bit to go, so we jump to 76 here, straight into strength. Now with the recent patch as well, the soft cap and hard caps have been changed within Vigor and multiple other stats. So you will see me sat on 40 Vigor for probably a while now, because there's 0 point to me leveling it up, because we're going to hit a cap, which essentially means, from my understanding, you just get less levels for it. Not less levels, sorry. Less HP per level input. Not like the wild jumps you would just get less stats. Now, you can see a lot of corpses scattered through the capital, especially after you kill Godfrey. And this is no different. I'm just having a little look around here. You will see little pauses. I'm pretty sure the little pauses are me quickly checking the video and where to go. So, little shout out to that guy there. I will probably bung his video in the description, because it was super helpful. It's a very, very small YouTuber, but it's got like nearly 1 million views or something crazy. And that's basically his whole channel was built on that one video, which is amazing. Now, we do go ahead and get ourselves going to go and find Margot, which again wasn't exactly the hardest fight in the game. It was one of the easier fights when it comes to, not an end level boss, is it? A story boss. Now, I did have a little look over there because I thought something was glowing, but it wasn't, just my eyes. You know, I'm about to hit 30. I hit 30 in something like 5 weeks time. So, you know, the eyes aren't what they used to be. Now, I know I'm going the right way. I pretty much turned the video off at this point because it was obvious where we were going, because there isn't much else, other places to go. And we have essentially cleared, quote unquote, the capital. We've done all the main stuff, which is Godfrey and Margot, and this took me by surprise, this guy, because even though I do quite a lot of damage, you know, I've got a high level of strength, I've got a decent vigor now, I'm I haven't hit that point of level 81 yet, but was a lot stronger than I imagined. But it's kind of like a bodyguard, I guess. Now, I am going to start putting a few into Faith, because I know we've got the Rot River coming up, or the Scarlet River coming up, or the Scarlet Rot River, whatever you want to call it, coming up soon, and there's a spell we need to use, which I already have equipped, but I just don't have the Faith for it, because I only need like level 12 Faith or something or crazy, but I don't have it done. What you can see my stats on the right here. I've got 9 Faith, 9 Intelligence, 7 into the last one there, and it's just a 7 Arcane. It's just something I don't use. Now you do see me here spamming runes into myself just to see if I can get that cheeky extra level in, and I don't think I even have enough runes to cover it, and I think I do quickly realise there that I made a doozy. Quickly thinking here, what am I doing? And you know, it's just a little bit silly. These are moments that I'm trying to work out. Should I be respecking? Should I not be respecking? And for our next playthrough, or our next series I want to do, I think it's the Jesus build. I've been watching a few people do it, and it just looks so much fun. It does have some restrictions in it, and I'm going to have to decide what my rule set's going to be for the Jesus build, but that is going to be a new game plus 1. I'm not starting a brand new game for it. We're going to go for a new game plus 1. We've already got a few of the items ready to go, but I'm going to pause it there for a second because we've got a cutscene coming up.
What is thy business with these thrones? Godric the Golden. The twin prodigies, Mikola and Melania. General Radahn. Praetor Rykard. Luna Princess Rani. Willful traitors, all. Thy kind are all of a piece. Pillagers, emboldened by the flame of ambition. Have it writ upon thy meager grave. Felled by King Morgott, last of all kings.
What I loved about that cutscene is just the fact that he names the bosses, so I could pronounce half of them, because there's been some of them, my pronunciation on some stuff is terrible, and it was just the confirmation I needed. So I will spoil this slightly. I do die. I do get my ass handed to me, because there's a move he does and I didn't expect it. I've never watched this fight before, and I want to try and do these boss fights without watching someone else do it first, because I don't want the whole game ruined. I'm already using a level 10 Mimic, so the game's already a bit easier, but this whole playthrough's about learning the game, and then the next playthrough will be a bit different, because yes, when we go ahead and do the Jesus build, there will be heavy restrictions on the spirits we can summon, there will be restrictions on the gear we can use, and there will be restrictions on the items we can use, the armour we can use, even the Ashes of War. So I need to sit down and work those out, but you do see me get my ass handed to me there. Just wasn't the best. I don't know why I ran towards him when he did that move. It just, I don't know, brain fart I guess. But see me stood here now, I'm thinking, what should I be doing? I'm not even confident I had a rune arc turned on, so I think I finally twig I don't have a rune arc turned on. So you'll see me in a sec, I think, finally put the arc back on and go ahead and start using it. So I do go ahead here and actually finally go ahead and equip the rune arc, I just went back and just deleted a bunch of clips because I was stood here for like 2 minutes. I don't know what the hell I was doing. Whether or not baby woke up, or I was on my phone or something, or I was just thinking. I don't know what I was doing. I just thought I'd clip it out because I've noticed a little bit in this video there's a few paused breaks that are going to be a bit dull to watch, so I got ahead and just got rid of that one. Now we do go back in for the second attempt, and the last attempt that is, and I was only going to do this little bit for the night, but I got way too addicted. I got sucked into the story a little bit here and ended up in some weird and wonderful places. Now his moveset is very similar to Margot. I get it's basically the same boss, but there are obviously some major differences, like the swords that fall from the sky. He has this explosion ability. When you drop him to something like 25% health, maybe 30% health, he hits you with this just explosion. I wasn't expecting it. I get flown backwards. Luckily, I just had high health ball. And this is it when it comes to Elden Ring, I think. If you're really new to the game like me, I think my biggest piece of advice would be, if you're in these boss fights, just make sure your health is topped up. You know, you'll see me here, I have 10 flasks of Crimson Tears. And I use them, I don't use them sparingly, I actually use them even if I'm on like 75% HP. Because I've learnt my lesson. Here we go, here's the explosion. I should have noticed. And he's angry, man, he is angry. And you can see some other geezer in this fight here, some doing his own thing. And I should have gone to go pick up these runes. I was a bit too confident here. There's like 30,000 runes sat on the floor there, just chilling. But I am going to go back to my Game of Thrones swords, I think, just for a while, because I believe it scales better. There's just a bit better scaling when it comes to strength, because I'm pure strength. And we go ahead here. Demigod failed. I've got 2 runes I need to sort out. I still haven't touched them. This was one of them. And for some reason I thought, alright, is this the end of the game? I don't know why I thought that. Quickly chat to essentially the corpse, because, you know, he looks like he's missed a few dinners.
The Erdtree wards off all who deign approach. We are all forsaken.
So I eventually twig here, and you'll notice there's no sight of grace. I thought, oh, is this the throne? And I jumped into it and it exploded, and I quickly realised this ain't the end of the game. But you will notice there is no sight of grace to start with, and this threw me, and I thought there has to be something at this point. But the game wants you to go up here. Like, the whole point is finding this tree, isn't it? Like, this is the whole point of the game, and become Elden Lord. And I thought, alright, okay, if I finally found it. Reading the messages here, offer a pickle. Impenetrable thorns refuse all. I'm like, damn, okay. Am I missing something? Can I hit it? You know, logically, you probably should be able to set it on fire, but, you know, they're impenetrable, so, you know, they're also fire retardant, I guess. Then you see the grace spawns. Now, this is brilliant, because 1, it's a nice little checkpoint. And 2, it continues on with the story, because I do find this woman in the early game is so annoying. But she's imperative to the story, isn't she? Old, I can't even think what her name is right now. But here we are, here she is.
Hello again, old friend. Allow me a moment to converse with you. You were unable to enter the Erdtree. No? Prevented by the mantle of barbs. The thorns are impenetrable. A husk of the Erdtree's being that spurns all that exists without. The only way to stand before the Elden Ring and become the Elden Lord is to pass the thorns. My purpose serves to aid in that very act. So I'd like you to undertake a new journey with me to the flame of ruin, far above the clouds, upon the snowy mountain tops of the giants. Then I can set the Erdtree aflame, and guide you down the path to becoming Elden Lord.
So, we'll have a little bit of a jump here. I did skip a little bit here, but I went ahead and got a hold of Margot's sword from the old two-finger lady. I was just checking it out. The special move's quite cool here. You charge in, it's quite quick, but it's not that, in my opinion, not that great. It looks cool. That's pretty much the only thing I had to say on it. It looked cool, but the scaling's a bit worse, and requires arcane and dex, and just not how I'm built. But we'll keep it because we can obviously reuse it for another playthrough. And correct myself, I have 4 talismans now we can use. Just looking through what I'm looking for here, I think it's just not the seal we get, but there we go, that's it, the medallion of what we're looking for. And there's been a red dot thrown on our map, like a huge red circle, and in a clip earlier, which I didn't put in this because I already ran up there and it just wasn't that interesting, but it was a stuck location with the word something like Margot has blocked this off, or something like that. So then I thought, I probably have to eventually go kill Margot here. There is a weapon I want to get, because I don't know whether I use it for my Jesus build, but there's a weapon in the capital that sits on those lightning bolts, and if I can find it, brilliant. If I can't, I'm going to have to find it. I don't think there is no can't in this one. I'm going to go get it. Once I've gone and got it, Jesus, that was a lot of words there, then we'll sit down and use it. We've also got this codex weapon that we've got too, that we could use, but I have got a whip, so I think the whip seems a bit more appropriate. If we were going for like a Zeus build, you're just using lightning bolts, then that would also be quite cool, I think. Now, for anyone that's never been down here, there's Crucible Knight directly on your left, which you'll see me crouch. I tried to kill it several times, but Crucible Knights suck. They just suck. They're hard to kill unless you're a parry god, and I don't even think I've parried once in this game. It's a skill we're going to have to eventually learn, because playing as Jesus, I don't even know if we can parry, because we're going to have a whip. So that's that. We're going to have to sit down and think about the restrictions. Now, the door straight in front of me, I've not even realised I'm still crouching here, but the door right in front of me is actually shut if you've never been through it. So once you open it up, it does open this like little sandy area. There's some of these like ravenous dogs kicking about. There's an NPC dog actually right at the top. It doesn't attack you. I think it's one of the only aggressive monsters in game that has a variant that it doesn't actually attack you, which is cool, I guess. I have no idea why it's there. But this area, I don't see why we can't use torrent. I don't know why. I think it's a bit of an oversight. But if you jump down directly on the right on the ground, if you keep running towards the end, there's the rotten astray, I guess they're called, which is what the spirit summon's called. And right in there is your ability to pet it if you want, and that really creeped me out. I looked straight into that thing's brain and saw it's just its 2 eyes. It was creepy, so I turned around. Those things freak me out a little bit. They're just funky looking. But it comes ahead and joins me. And you'll see me quite confidently here use this lift because I've been up it several times already. I'm going to go ahead and kill this thing. I mean, whoever comes up with some of these monsters, man. It's creepy. But, imagination there. If you've ever been up here, you pretty much just keep running up. And there is a site of grace, I believe, on the right. But there are also 3 or 4 of the giants up here that I do need to come back and kill. Or maybe they weren't the giants, maybe this is the wrong location. But I need to come back and kill the cavalry fella. So he dropped something, I can't remember what it is. Yeah, it wasn't that, it was just these annoying guards. And I jump in, and it only does like 20% damage, and I think, damn, sod this, like, I'm gone. So I just run. I take the coward's way and I just run. I'm having a little look just to see if there's any items. This, I don't know why I just went full-blown idiot with this. I beat it down. It must have dropped something good because it evolved. It was like Pokemon here, and it hit this like next level state, this huge dung ball, and I ran away from it. But they always drop something. The silver scarabs always drop something. Like the red ones always drop you like more health pots, and the silver one always drops you something decent. I don't know why I just didn't do it. Stupid. It's probably the end of that for this playthrough, because let's face it, the FromSoftware games are punishing. They punish you for mistakes like that. And those P's are probably quite strong on the mic right now, but they do punish you. And they obliterate you. If you misstep in a boss fight, if you sell something you didn't want to sell, that's it, it's gone. There ain't no buyback option. I learnt the hard way on that. Also learnt the hard way with the drop from Godric, because I cashed it in for runes, whereas I should have used it to get his weapon, because that would have been great at the early game. Now we go ahead and step inside the Forbidden Lands for the first time. This is the point where I was just going to go to bed now, and I thought, you know what, now I'm going to crack on. I'm going to carry on, because I was at this stage where I was like, I think there's a red bit on the map. I thought, I'm just going to go to that, see at the next location. Those dangerous words when you're playing Call of Duty or Fortnite or something. One last game. The only other gamers out there, if you've made it this far, it's one last game is the words of death. You're probably going to be up for another 2 or 3 hours. And these ninja dudes are horrendous. They hit hard. They're in Khalid as well, by the Beastal Sanctuary, and they hit you hard. Apparently they're a great farming thing, because they give you something like a K runes, or 1.3k runes every time you kill them, which is great. But like, they 3 or 4 shot you if you don't have great vigor, or great, you're not really know what you're doing. I do like to read these little signs on the floor, because they've saved my bacon 1 or 2 many times than I care to admit. But they help you find locations. Some of them are crap. Some of them are there to troll you. Some of them are there to kill you. Here's a red scarab, and this will restore stuff. But some of them aren't there to troll you. Some of them are there to legit show you the way. I'm just following the red here, because these Forbidden Lands are not creepy, but they're not the most well lit area. So grab another golden seed. I've got a couple of these now. I think I'll go ahead and upgrade my flasks, or I bank them so I can use it another time. But I'm running up here thinking, alright, probably should look at going to bed soon and find another one of these silver scarabs. Go ahead and kill it. I get a drop. Did miss it a few times, but we go ahead and get a little drop here. I think nothing super exciting. I think it was just runes. It was just runes. But we follow it up here and we find a gargoyle. Now, for anyone that has played these games knows that the gargoyles aren't exactly the easiest things to kill. But when you have Tauren, a level 10 mimic, you're not really struggling with these things. And it does just appear out of nowhere. I crap myself, not going to lie. I think, right, mimic in. Now, I'm glad the Mimic doesn't have access to Torrent, because the Mimic's already broken enough as it is. But these gargoyles are strong. They're not the tankiest things, but look at that. What was that? 25% of my HP. Boom, done. So I get some nice whacks in. I do go ahead and watch. I watch a lot of the fight. I watch my Mimic predominantly do 100% of the fight, and it does like 70% of the fight. But I'm new to the game. I admit it. I'm not the best at this game. I'm learning still. I've got people in the comment section. I'd appreciate your comments telling me what to do. I've got people in the polls I put out telling me what. I've got friends that played this game that do watch it as well and tell me what I'm doing wrong. And I messed this up, but my Mimic doesn't, so I didn't even notice that. I thought I completely messed it up, but my Mimic comes in clutch for the crits. Now I still have my rune arc activated here, and this is it as well. Like, I've never played the game before, and I finally got Godric's great rune. I activated it. I'm like, all right, okay, 5+ in every stat. I'm balling now, absolute baller. But if you don't have a rune arc, they're pointless. They're completely pointless. And again, this game punishes you so much, because if you die, you lose the rune arc, and you can only buy so many from the shop. I think it's like 5. You can farm them from doing multiplayer bosses. Look at that, look how much HP that dropped me. Like 70% of my health. These things are lethal. But anyway, like, we come back. We get the kill in, I think. But here we go, I just keep my health topped up, and that's one thing I've learned. But this thing was a beast. It dropped some nice loot. Not loot I'm going to use, but I'm going to keep hold of it in case, you know, I'm down the next game's, you know, route, and I decide that I'm going to RP or something. Like, I want to RP as Radahn, because I love his weapons. I love the idea, but I'm watching a series that someone did it, and his advice was, I think you wait until New Game +2, because you need so much endurance, you need a lot of vigour, you need to have stats in strength, you need to have stats in the other ones, is it faith or intelligence or something, for his weapons to scale properly and usable. Plus you need to have X, Y and Z set up. Like the armour setup's easy to get because you just kill Radahn and buy it basically. And you see me here get 50 strength. And that's the last level I've got in a while, and it's Flame Cleanse Me is the spell that I was thinking about, which you can see there. I have on my bar, I can't use it, so my next 3 levels are going to be Faith. Then after that I'm probably going to switch back into, I don't know, maybe Endurance, get my Endurance up a little bit. But I hope you all enjoyed that. I'm hoping you like the ending here, because I thought this was quite a cool little cutscene to end it on. We go ahead and use the lift, and this is as far as I've got. Obviously, the little one being ill, I've not really had the time to play, or I've not had the mental state to play, because we just aren't sleeping. But I do hope you all enjoyed that. If you have got this far and you want to continue to support the channel, don't forget to leave a like. If you want to leave a comment, I love replying to comments. And if you haven't already, then don't forget to subscribe. You will see my random little subscribe button that pops up every 5 or 10 minutes, because I was so bad at reminding people. You know, if you do like it and you do want to stick around, you want to see this Jesus one that we've got coming up, I've got some ideas for shorts and various other things coming through. I'm also want to be starting a little podcast as well, and that's going to be a little bit off topic from Elden Ring. It's got nothing to do with Elden Ring, but it's something I've been wanting to do for a long time. So I hope you have enjoyed that. Don't forget to do the 3 things that I've already said, and I'll see you all again in the next one. Bye.